Hey there, super friends. It's Joey from Last Point Gaming. Today is Wednesday, February 13th, 2019. Happy Valentine's Day Eve to all you happy people. It's exciting, right? Somebody had put out on Twitter the question of, you know, your Valentine gives you a foil playset of what card, you know? Like, what would be the ideal? Well, foil Avenging Angels don't exist. Maybe foil Benevolent Bodyguards. Maybe I should have gone with that one. Because they do exist. Because that scrappy little upstart's been reprinted in master sets. It can't be Frostlinks, because I already have 50 of them. Like, not shitting you. I legitimately have a stack of 50 foil Frostlinks. So, the story there, because I don't know if I actually told it, because I can't remember, like, what Christmas this was, honestly. Whatever master set Frostlinks was in. So I think it was the Christmas before last, in which case I would have talked about it, but I don't know. Not all my stuff's out on the YouTube channel. I don't even think all the episodes are on the SoundCloud. Anyway, so I from time to time I watch Alpha Investments. Not very often anymore, because I feel like the quality of his ranting has really gone downhill. No offense, Rudy, but I don't know. It's just less funny to watch now. Yeah, I'm not so much in the Magic Finance, like, at all. Every once in a while I have a real good pick, like dump Mox Ambers while they're hot because they suck. Or Amber Moxin, whatever they were called. Yeah, I called that one right. There's a card from this set that I thought would be really good. Now I don't remember what it was. Anyway. But I used to watch Rudy just because his rants were, you know, just fucking funny. He's a funny guy. You know, getting all worked up over dumb shit. Yeah, it's the character he plays. Like, his persona is just pretty funny. So, he opened a box of whatever master set it was, and he pulled a foil Frostlinks, and I was like, wow, that's really pretty. And, I don't know, we opened, like, I want to say a minimum of 2 boxes of that set, and I never got a foil Frostlinks, and I was mad about it. I'm like, I was really excited to get one of them, because it's, you know, really pretty in its foily self. So for Christmas that year, husband bought me 50 foil Frostlinks, because it's like a worthless card. Nobody wants it. So they were dirt cheap. So he bought me 50 of them. I think it cost him like $5. That's the nature of me and husband's relationship right there. I went with Cavern of Souls, but the new art. Not that the original art wasn't nice, but I will say the new art has really grown on me. It didn't look good in, like, the spoiler photos, because it's very dark. So it's hard to, you know, pick up the kind of intricacies of it, I guess, on camera. But in person, it's really pretty artwork, and I think we did pull a foil one, and I'm like, holy shit, that's really pretty in foil. If I played with foils, I would want foils of these. I mean, currently my humans deck has 6 foils in it, 2 promo militia buglers. I'm sorry, Cedric. I just haven't gotten around to trading them for something more useful. And the 4 foil ancient ziggurats. But the ancient ziggurats are old enough that they're not super shit. Also, double sleeving does help even out the bad foiling. Well, the bad warping of the foils to a point. Like, I don't know how anybody plays with, like, the From the Vault Angels cards in a deck without, other cards that are warped as bad. Like, out of the box, those things were heavily bowed. I mean, maybe double sleeving helps. I don't know. Anyway, all neither here nor there. I generally don't like to play with foils. When people first started talking about the card quality issue, I've always found that foils, like, warp pretty badly. Like, even in I guess in the very old days, there weren't foils. I played in pre-foil Magic. Why one of my favoriteest cards ever does not exist in foil. Because they're never going to reprint Avenging Angel because she is a bad, bad card. Like, it's an awful card. But she had a sword made of lightning, so whatever. Let's see here. What important do I have to talk about today? Let's talk about the video coverage thing, right? So I apparently happen to follow the guy on Twitter. I really should look up what his handle is and have had that ready. I don't know if it's because I started following a couple new, like, this account, Jund 'em Out. Like, Jund, EM, Out. And MTG Corner. Because they're, like, smaller content producing websites. And, like, I don't have a huge follower base by any means. But I figure every follow they get makes them more visible, so... But yeah, one of these, like, kind of lesser-known publication sources happened, like, whoever runs their Twitter account or whatever, happens to be the person who was playing that Boros Soldiers list that went undefeated day one at Magic Fest. Yeah, never not going to be sarcastic. Not Cleveland, because that's upcoming. That hasn't happened yet. Jersey? No. Was it London? I think it was London. Because I vaguely remember being like, oh, wow, you're not even here in the States. Because, I'm a dumb American and sometimes forget that, like, other countries are a thing. But yeah, no, it's a real problem, actually. But anyway, so he put out an article on this Boros Soldiers list, which I'm super jazzed about. Like, it looks neat. And being that it's only 2 colors, you can run non-creature spells, which is kind of nice. Torpor Orb doesn't fuck you quite as hard. Yeah, no, I'd forgotten that Torpor Orb was a thing, because, like, nobody played it for, like, ever. Why is everybody not playing Torpor Orb in their sideboard for humans? Like, I don't get it. It's an artifact. Anybody can cast it. Like, there are a few other decks that I could see being like, well, it's not worth hosing my ETBs. God. It's, essentially Tocatli Honor Guard without the stick. It's just an artifact. Which, as we all know, artifacts are slightly more resilient than creatures. But yeah, who was I playing against? Somebody at the shop, I'm pretty sure. And they had this, like, neat little kind of off-the-wall brew, and they kicked my ass the one game. Because they managed to get down, like, a turn 2 Torpor Orb, and I'm like, well, shit. I guess just try to go wide? That's kind of the concept of my deck. Is dropping creatures with nifty ETBs into the battlefield and doing things with them. Shit. And I was like, alright, I'll just try to get to my Knight of Autumn, and it didn't really occur to me until after the game that Knight of Autumn wouldn't have actually done anything. Yeah, that was mind-blowing, really. So, yeah, I can't believe that, like, when Humans was in the height of its stranglehold on the format, more people weren't putting this artifact in. Like, anybody can play the artifact. That's what's so nice about, like, artifact answers, is any deck can play them. You know, like Stony Silence, best artifact hate card in Modern, but it requires white mana. Rest in Peace, best graveyard hate card in all of Modern, requires white mana. Runner-up substitute that gets the job done, Grafdigger's Cage. You got nothing for the Stony Silence substitute, just I guess try to smash the most egregious artifact with whatever artifact smash abilities you have. Anyway, so yeah, this Boros Soldiers deck, like when I saw it mentioned that it went undefeated, that's really cool. Shame we don't have video coverage. So, as far as should Channel Fireball pick up video coverage of their events, I would say yeah. But I actually kind of have to assume that there's some contractual reason why they didn't pick it up as soon as Foxy was like, we're just not going to do this anymore. Or maybe Watson didn't give them enough notice so that they could figure out, sorry, my window's been down for a while now. Whoops. Or Watsy didn't give Channel Fireball enough notice that this was going to happen, that they had time to, you know, set up their own provisions. Because, like, you look at the SCG tour, and SCG handles all of that. You know, Watsy doesn't do commentary there or filming or anything else. SCG handles that stuff. And as far as the thought of, oh, they took away video coverage because Magic players complained, dude, Magic players complain like it's their goddamn job. Some complaints are legitimate. A whole hell of a lot of them are not. Well, not legitimate in that, like, you feel how you feel, okay? And your feelings are always, you know, legitimate, I guess. But some of the whining and complaining is focused on very narrow things that only affect a very small subset of players or just one player. So, dude, back the fuck off. So, I can't imagine that they were like, oh, Magic players are complaining, let's stop doing video coverage. Like, that seems dumb. It probably has more to do with the fact that Hasbro's been losing money. They are not doing very well as a company, which is a little scary. Oh god, the wind. Yeah, so that's probably why they cut the video coverage. It is a shame about the photographer who basically got axed with almost zero notice. Like, that sucks. I feel like you could have made a smoother transition, and I don't know. But I feel like the reason, like I said, Channel Fireball, I would assume that they would pick that up. Like, Marshall Sutcliffe does content, or at least at one time did content for Channel Fireball. Luis Scott Vargas is the same. He definitely, I'm pretty sure he owns Channel Fireball or is in some way connected to the business. So, I want to say Reed Duke also does content for Channel Fireball, Corey Baumeister. Because I remember complaining before about how, like, I stopped getting notification from Channel Fireball's YouTube channel because, like, there are some of their players I don't really like to listen to. For whatever reason. Either they play decks that I just could not possibly care less about, or their personality just doesn't, do it for me as a streamer. Like, it's going to sound bad, and I don't mean for it to, and give me a second to explain. I tune into Reed Duke's stream from time to time, but I generally don't stay long because Reed is very technical in his stream. It's all about, well, this is why I'm doing this, and this is, and yeah, like he's got some fun and games and jokes and everything, but for the most part, he is very, very focused on the game, which is cool. And if that's what you're into, he's a great streamer to watch because, like, dude, he's totally one of the top players, like, ever. So, you want to learn stuff, Reed's where it's at. I don't really care enough to learn stuff. I like to wing it for the most part. That's why I like to listen in on Todd Anderson and Brad Nelson because, they have a good old time with it. And yeah, they still talk through why they're doing things, and they answer questions from the chat and everything about, well, why didn't you side in this, or why aren't you playing this in the main, or... But they also, oh yeah, I just did a dumb thing, where sometimes Reed gets, to a quantum physics level with Magic, it's weird. So, if you're really in for the technical and the learning, and, you really want somebody that is very geared towards, the technical aspects of the game, Reed's great. It's just not personally what I'm looking for. I do enjoy Corey Baumeister, but that's why I say I'm pretty sure all these people work with Channel Fireball because I was getting notifications for all these videos, and I'm they're half your content creators that I'm just not personally a fan of their streams. I think they're great people, they're great players, just their stream doesn't do it for me. And, I'm just always drowning in notifications. So, it's not like they don't have people to, on the spot do commentary. Yeah, I know some of them are, playing in these events, so, maybe not if WotC just kind of announced the day of the first non-covered Magic Fest. Oh yeah, by the way, we're not sending anybody. But, yeah, I think Channel Fireball has the resources to pick it up, and I kind of wonder if there is a contractual reason why they haven't at this point. So hopefully we'll see some change in that soon. I didn't watch coverage of Grand Prix very much. As mentioned before, a lot of their commentary team just didn't cover Magic in a way that was compatible in how I consume the coverage and my personal wants from it. I always tried to express that I don't think they're, awful or anything. They just take it in a different direction. But it still kind of sucks that it's just, not there anymore. Anyway, I've been in the driveway for 2 minutes now. My dog's going to start barking, so I gotta go. As always, if you made it this far with me, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully we'll all talk tomorrow.